Checkmate of Death, the Alexander Pichushkin Story. In the vast expanse of Moscow's Bitsa Park, a dark predator lurked, marking his territory with a series of brutal killings that shook Russia to its core. Alexander Yuryevich Pichushkin, infamously known as the Chessboard Killer, embarked on a murderous spree that spanned over a decade, claiming the lives of at least 49 individuals with suspicions of up to 60 victims. This video delves into the life of Pichushkin, from his chilling methodology to the psychological underpinnings that drove his horrific acts. Born on April 9, 1974 in Moscow, Alexander Pichushkin grew up in a city transitioning through the throes of post-Soviet change. Despite a seemingly normal upbringing, Pichushkin's childhood bore the scars of trauma and solitude. His grandfather recognized a burgeoning intelligence in the young Alexander, introducing him to chess, a game that would later symbolize his methodical approach to murder. But beneath his strategic mind lay a turbulent emotional landscape marred by aggression and a desire to dominate. Pichushkin's reign of terror began in the early 1990s. He targeted vulnerable individuals in Moscow's sprawling Bitsa Park, a place where he felt most in control. His modus operandi was chillingly consistent. He would lure victims with the promise of companionship or alcohol, only to unleash violence once isolated. Pichushkin's preference for striking his victims in the head with blunt objects, and, in some cases, throwing them into sewer pits, reflected a macabre signature that investigators would soon come to recognize. The media dubbed him the Chessboard Killer because of his grim goal to fill a 64-square chessboard with 64 lives, mirroring the strategy and precision he applied to his crimes. Each murder, akin to a calculated move in a twisted game of chess, was executed with chilling accuracy and forethought. This notorious serial killer meticulously selected his victims, often targeting individuals who lived on the outskirts of society, strategically evading suspicion for years. The Chessboard Killer's reign of terror finally met its end in 2006, when Moscow police launched a well-coordinated operation that culminated in his apprehension, bringing an abrupt halt to his macabre spree. Pichushkin's capture came swiftly after a dog walker stumbled upon the mutilated body of his final victim in Bitsa Park, a grim discovery that set off a chain of events leading to his apprehension. The forensic evidence meticulously collected at the crime scene, including DNA traces and distinct ligature marks matching Pichushkin's known methods, left no room for doubt about the killer's identity. As the nation tuned in to the riveting trial proceedings, details from case files revealed a chilling pattern in Pichushkin's murders. He had meticulously planned each killing to achieve his goal of 64 victims, marking off each murder on a chessboard as if they were mere pawns in his deadly game. In a stunning turn of events during the trial, Pichushkin stunned everyone present by calmly admitting to every murder with an eerie nonchalance, confessing that the rush he felt from taking lives was an addiction he could not resist. In 2007, Alexander Pichushkin, infamously known as the Chessboard Killer, faced justice with a life sentence after being found guilty of brutally murdering at least 49 people in Moscow's Bitsa Park. The absence of the death penalty in Russia spared his life, a fact that stirred controversy among the public. Families of the victims were left to grapple with the harrowing reality of their loved ones' tragic and violent deaths at the hands of this remorseless killer. Pichushkin's killing spree, meticulously documented in case files and trial records, revealed a pattern where he lured his victims with promises of alcohol before bludgeoning them to death with a hammer. This modus operandi sent shockwaves through society, igniting debates about evil, mental health, and the limitations of Russia's criminal justice system. News articles chronicled how Pichushkin's actions not only devastated families, but also exposed vulnerabilities in law enforcement protocols and psychological profiling techniques. The trial proceedings unveiled chilling details about Pichushkin's psyche and his macabre quest to fill all 64 squares on a chessboard by taking human lives. This revelation sparked discussions about the depths of depravity that can exist within individuals, and raised questions about how such atrocities could have been prevented or detected earlier. The case became a cautionary tale that shed light on the urgent need for improved vigilance and intervention strategies within the Russian criminal justice system to thwart future acts of extreme violence. Today, The legacy of the chessboard killer, Alexander Pichushkin, lingers as a haunting testament to the chilling depths of human depravity. Unveiling the sinister chronicles of this notorious figure reveals a man whose twisted psyche was fixated on a macabre game of death. Pichushkin's meticulously planned murders painted a harrowing picture of a mind consumed by darkness. The chessboard he used as his grim scorecard symbolized his cold calculation and insatiable thirst for domination over life itself. Delving deeper into the annals of this case brings to light not just an individual monster, but also sheds light on the societal fissures that unwittingly nurture such malevolence, allowing it to fester and ultimately unleash terror upon the innocent. In exploring the Checkmate of Death, the Alexander Pichushkin story, we uncover not only the grim saga of a serial killer, but also the resilience of a community determined to find justice and peace in the aftermath of tragedy. If this dive into one of Russia's darkest chapters has moved you, please like, share, and subscribe for more content that probes the complex interplay between human nature and criminality.